Well, it's a good question because selection, particularly within M&E, building services, tends to be a bit of a problem. What usually happens, it doesn't happen all the time, but what usually happens is the actual selection process is left right to the end, and it's the installer that has the responsibility of selecting the anchor, and what they tend to do is normally default to whatever they've used historically to do the install with. What should happen in accordance with BS 8539 is there's got to be some due diligence within selecting the correct anchor for the correct installation. So we need to go through several points. We need to look at the substrate. What type of substrate are we fixing into? Is it cracked? Is it non-cracked? Is it hollow? Is it solid? We need to look at the loads that the anchor is going to be subjected to throughout its working life. We need to look at the environment it's working under. So is it internal, is it external, are there any special conditions such as swimming pools? We also need to consider the type of installation. Is it a through fix or is it a flush fix? And we also need to look at the actual working principles of the anchor. Some anchors impose a large amount of stress into the substrate. So a deformation controlled anchor, commonly known as a drop-in, you wouldn't use one in brickwork because it will blow the brick apart. So we need to look at an anchor that is kinder to the substrate for that, such as a concrete screw or a resin anchor. And the final bit we need to look at is the actual accreditation required for that install. So what do we need? ETAs, RAS approvals, it all depends on the accreditation required. So just by looking at those 6 or so key points, we can see it's not really fair to leave it. It's not fair and it's not correct to leave it to the last minute for the installer to make the decision.